Anthony Bear is one of my favourite flat earthers. He's about as harmless as they come, and his little experiments are legendary. Who can forget the River Nile one?
Okay, here's a little mock-up of the Nile River. To make it accurate on a globe like this, it needs to be 8 thousandths of an inch thick. But for demonstration purposes, we'll just make it something I can actually hold in my hand.
Well, you will all be pleased to hear that he is back. And this time he wants to prove flat Earth with an elevator. Hello all and welcome along to another episode of Flat Earth Friday and day 16 of One A Day for May, where I release a video every single day for the month of May. My name's Simon Dan. Thanks very much for joining me. Before we begin today though, I was reading earlier how bright auroras have been captured on Jupiter by the James Webb Space Telescope. And I was reading that story on Ground News, which was actually founded by a former NASA engineer called Harleen Kaur, who worked on the James Webb Space Telescope. Now Ground News combines stories and articles from thousands of outlets, local and national, in one place so readers can see the full picture of what's being reported around the world. As you can see here, Ground News shows you if there's any political leanings for each publication. And in this instance, with the Jupiter Aurora story, we can see that it's mainly centre driven, with 43 total news sources. Now for every story, you get a quick visual breakdown of the news outlets covering it, their political bias, how factual the source is, which entity owns that source, and which countries are covering the story. You can also, of course, click on any of the headlines to read the story from its original source. The best thing is you can develop a well-rounded worldview. See every side to every story with access to international perspectives that are hard to find. So then you can make informed decisions where you can read, watch and share the best information available. And Ground News is mission-centric. It's not about eliminating bias, but providing better transparency. And they're funded by the community, not by big ads or investors. So go to ground.news/Simon to stay fully informed on breaking news and compare media coverage. Subscribe through my link in the description for 40% off unlimited access if you support the mission and find it as useful as I do. Right, on with today's video and Anthony Bear. He's decided that after a trip in an elevator, he can prove flat Earth. Dear oh dear, where is this going? Take it away, Anthony.
Okay, let's take a look out the window. What do you notice?
I noticed that you're going down in a lift. I can see the glass rushing past.
Uh-oh, wait a minute. You see that crossbar? Oh, we're in an elevator. We're going down, but you can't even tell.
Well, you can tell, Anthony. Your view is changing slightly as you go downwards.
You know why? I know why. Let me show you. So let's set up a level in the elevator.
Oh my days, he actually has as well. Can you imagine waiting for an elevator and then the doors open up and Anthony Bear is there filming his little level inside? Amazing.
And I'm going to put the camera behind it on a tripod, looking right across the top of the level. Okay, now let's go back to here. Okay, when you look across the top of the level, that's where the horizon is all the time. It doesn't matter how high you go. I also want you to notice, see how we have it on 1x zoom? So that's the same as what your eyes see.
It absolutely is not, Anthony. Our eyes see closer to the 2x zoom or even 2.5, not the 26mm lens on an iPhone at 1x zoom. But anyway, please continue.
Now here's the reason why that you can't tell that we're moving, because the horizon always stays at eye level. I guess that's why they call it eye level. Now we're going up here about 35 feet and the horizon just stays right there the whole way.
35 foot is nowhere near enough to start seeing the horizon drop. From 35,000 feet, the geometric horizon drops roughly around 3.5 degrees below eye level. Something measurable with tools like a theodolite. And it's visible in high altitude footage. This short journey in a lift is not going to cut it.
Now, this is impossible on a globe. And in a minute here, I'm going to explain to you why. Check it out. It doesn't move. And we're going up 35, 40 feet. Still going up. You can't even tell going up. Still going up.
Oh, I wish we had space elevators, because then he can do this exact same experiment and then realise that he's drastically wrong.
Okay, so if you lived on a ball, let's say you came off the ground 2 feet. Well, if you come off the ground 2 feet, the Earth curves 2 feet, so you're 4 feet off the horizon. Now, if you come up 50 feet, the ground curves 50 feet because it's squared. That's how a ball works. So you're 100 feet off the horizon.
This is nonsense maths. The Earth's curvature doesn't have a 1-1 relationship. Going up in height increases your line of sight distance to the horizon. It doesn't make you double the distance to the curved Earth in the way that he describes.
So let's go back to the elevator over here. All right, so let's say you're 6 feet off the ground. If you go up 6 feet, the Earth curves 6 feet. That means you're 12 feet off the horizon. If you're 30 feet off the ground, the Earth curves 30 feet. You're 60 feet off the horizon, right? So if you're in a plane 35,000 feet, now you're 70,000 feet above the horizon.
Ignoring the fact that your maths is wrong, that plane looks around 1,000 miles up, given the diagram you've just drawn, not 8 miles.
So you can see as you go up, the horizon, you should be looking down at it lower and lower. Makes total sense, right?
Yes, and that does happen, but you need to be sufficiently high enough for that to happen because the Earth is so big.
We'll check what I'm saying. So let's say we're up 30 feet, right? And at 30 feet, you can see 6.7 miles. So let's hit calculate. See how the hidden height is 0? So that's correct, 6.7 miles. Now we're going to come back up here, and we're just going to put 0. Hit calculate. Okay, so target distance to the horizon is 0 because we're at 6.7 miles. And look, the hidden height is 29.9 feet. So if we're up 30 feet, there's 29.9 feet of curvature. So that means you're up 60 feet. So I didn't make this calculator up. That's just what it is.
Earth curve and drop are not the same. When you put those figures into the Earth curve calculator, the result doesn't mean that the ground under your feet curves down by 30 feet. It means an object 6.7 miles away at sea level would have 30 feet hidden from your line of sight because of Earth's curvature. This is a misuse of the Earth curve calculator.
Back in the elevator. Now let's speed it up. Okay, so as we're going up, the horizon follows the level. But if we lived on a ball, as we go up in the elevator, the horizon in the background should be moving downward. But it doesn't.
It does, just not enough to notice at this height.
So let me explain to you what's going on. Okay, so here's a hallway. You see how the hallway floor ramps up to your eye level and the ceiling ramps down to your eye level? It's called perspective. We learned that in art class. Now, is the floor curved? Obviously not. Now let's lay it over the water. As you can see, the water ramps up to eye level just like the hallway.
Perspective explains how objects appear smaller or converge towards a vanishing point. It does not explain the physical drop of the horizon below eye level with altitude. This analogy is irrelevant. The vanishing point is an optical illusion. The geometric horizon is real. It's a physical line based on the observer's height and the Earth's curvature.
Is the water curved? No. You can see it's the same as the hallway. Now take a look at this photo. You can see the road is ramping down and away and to the right. So you can see curvature with your eyes. You can see it's ramping away down. And that's not what we see here. It ramps right up to eye level because water is flat. Let's take it even one step further.
Hang on. A road has vertical elevation changes and dips and banks. Its curvature is topographical. What you're seeing there is terrain, not Earth's shape. What is he going on about here?
It's a really good video showing how the sunset works on a flat Earth. Now, I've overlaid a hallway on top of the ocean, and now you're going to see in the next scene the sunset overlaid with the hallway, and it shrinks perfectly into a dot, displaying exactly how the sun sets due to perspective.
Great, but on a flat Earth, the sun would not disappear bottom first at the horizon. It would simply shrink and then fade away in the sky. But in reality, it disappears gradually from the bottom up. Exactly what you'd expect with a spherical Earth. The angular size of the sun does not change. So therefore, perspective's got nothing to do with it. This is just nonsense from Anthony. An absolute masterclass in misunderstanding and misrepresentation. Yes, I still want to watch. Very odd. Well, I'll have to leave that one here today then. I do hope you liked it. If you did, please let me know in the comments below what you thought and what you thought of Anthony's elevator proof there. But we're now done and dusted for another Flat Earth Friday. Thanks so much for watching today. As ever, it's very much appreciated. If you enjoyed it, please do consider subscribing to the channel and then hitting that thumbs up button too. It'd be very much appreciated. Just enough time to say once again thank you to Ground News for sponsoring today's video. Remember, go to ground.news/Simon, stay fully informed on breaking news and compare media coverage. Click the link in the description to get 40% off unlimited access if you support the mission and find it as useful as I do. I've been Simon Dan. I'll see you tomorrow for another Saturday session where I'll be trying to find a subscriber's grandfather's location so he can visit himself. See you then.